What's up, guys? This is Boredom here. So this is the second episode. If you haven't watched the first episode on making a DLive bot, be sure to do that because it shows you this, which is how to send messages. Now, for the second episode, we're going to be finishing up things here with the basics. We're going to be receiving messages and then processing the commands from user messages and then responding to them with our send message function. So the first thing that we're going to need to do, we're actually going to need to get a library because it doesn't come with Python. And that library, you're just going to, if you installed Python, I think Python 3 started coming with pip already installed. So you should be able to just go to command prompt and do pip install WebSocket -client. Now you're just going to hit enter and that's going to go ahead and install WebSocket client. And basically it's just a library that makes things a lot easier for us to do the WebSocket subscription. I already installed it, so I'm not going to do that. But if you can't get pip working with command prompt, just Google how to get pip working with your operating system or computer. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go back up to the beginning of our file. We're going to import something else now. We're going to do from WebSocket, we're going to import create connection. Now that's just going to allow us to import this thing from the library we just downloaded so we can create a connection to the WebSocket server. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to get rid of this because that was just to test our send message function. So now we're going to start the connection. So we're going to do WebSocket equals create connection. And here's what we're going to connect to. We're going to connect to this, which is from the DLive, the Chrome DevTools, and this is basically the WebSocket server for DLive. This is if you go to the DevTools, you could actually see like I could show you real quick how it works. Okay, so here we are at the DevTools, and this is basically what we're doing right now. We're making a subscription to this WebSocket URL, and basically this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to send. We're going to send the init. We're going to send this, which basically tells us, hey, send messages. We want to subscribe to this chat, and then it sends this connection ACK, and then every time somebody sends something in the chat, it's going to send this, and this is going to be the message. This is what we're going to process to get the messages. So now that we understand how it's working, let's go back to Python, and now we're going to continue to create the WebSocket connection. So here we are connecting to DLive. Now this would normally work to create a connection to a WebSocket server, but actually DLive has origin control, which basically means that this library actually sends a localhost origin header, and you can't send an origin header because DLive has origin control basically. So how we're going to do that is it has a neat little feature called suppress origin, and we're going to set that to true. And then that's all you need to do to get around the origin control. And that actually caused me a lot of trouble before I contacted the DLive developers, and they basically told me, hey, we have origin control on this, so you got to suppress the origin. I'm like, okay. And then I got it working. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to send this. Now we're going to need, I'm just going to copy both of the things that we need to send, and I'll explain it to save time. So the first thing that we need to send is type connection init and then empty payload. And again, this is what we just saw in the DevTools. This is basically you're sending this to the URL, and you're basically saying, hey, start a connection with me, and it's like, okay. And then you're basically saying, hey, I want to subscribe to this streamer's stream. Send me all the messages that go through his chat. And this is the same thing like the send messages. This is not your DLive username. This is your Lino username. Go to your earnings tab on your channel, and where it says blockchain username, copy that. That's the username that you need. Whatever channel that you want this bot to run in, that's what you put here. And that's the only thing you need to do, actually. This query is basically just a GraphQL query that you don't really need to worry about anything else, basically. So now we have the connection started, and it's going to start sending us responses. It's going to start sending us messages. So now we need to make a true loop. Now this true loop is basically going to be where our bot runs. While true, result equals WebSocket.receive, and then we're going to load the result into something that we could parse. So now that we have the result and something that we could read, it's in a JSON dictionary. Now we're going to do a try and accept, which basically it doesn't just send messages. I believe every 25 seconds DLive sends KA, and that basically allows you to see that the connection is still active. If you want to implement something that ensures that the connection is always active, you have to look for that KA message every 25 seconds, and if you do not get that message, you need to reconnect to the URL. But we're not going to do that here because we're sticking to the basics. So here's what we're going to do. It's a bit complicated, but I'll hopefully explain to you guys why we need to do this. So we're going to try, basically this ensures that what we're getting is a valid user message. Now we're also going to get the username, because so if you want to, it's definitely, you're probably going to want to use the username as something of your bot, whether it's just tagging the people in the response to their command, or even implementing a point system, which I may do a video on later because I do have one in my bot. But basically this gets us the message and the username of the person who sent the message in a string, which you could do whatever you want with that information afterwards. But we're just gonna do a little print statement here just to ensure that it is working. We're just gonna, this is gonna print in the console of our bot. And then we're just going to do an accept. And if it's not a valid message from a user and it's a KA telling us that the connection is still valid, we don't want to print it, and we don't want our bot to go through it. So we're just going to set the message equal to blank and the username equal to blank. So now this should be working, and every time somebody sends a message, it should work. So let's go ahead and test that. Also, we're just going to go ahead and close the socket if we ever break out of the while loop. And that should work. So let's go ahead and test that. Now, if we go to your stream and you just send any message, and there you go. It's there. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys that. Let me show you the shell real quick. And there we go. It's there, as you can see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make I'm going to show you how to make commands, and it's really easy. You could basically do it, now that you have the message and the username, you could do it any way that you want, but I'm just going to show you a quick if statement way of how you can make your own commands. So let's say you want people to get the link to your Discord server after they type in !Discord. So if you do if at !Discord in message.lower. Now the reason why I'm doing message.lower is it basically gives you case insensitivity. So if somebody does !in Discord in all capital letters, the command will still work and your bot will listen to it. You could also use something like regex if you want, but this suffices. So now we're gonna call our send message function, and it's nice because we could just go up there and call the function, and we don't have to like type all that stuff out here. That's why we made that function. So now we're just going to do @, and this is how you tag people in DLive. We're gonna do @, and then we're gonna do the username, and that's gonna basically tag them in the chat so it like glows for them, so they know that that response is going towards them. And then just say, and then here's where you would put your Discord link. So now anytime somebody says !Discord in the chat, the bot is going to respond tagging them and then sending them the Discord link. Now, if we go ahead and run that and test if it works, !Discord, and then the bot will send the message giving them the Discord link. Now, I hope I covered all the basics for you to go ahead and make your own bot and do whatever you want. If you guys want to see anything else covered, like a point system, I can make a video on that as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching my 2 episodes. Again, if you guys want to see any other features covered, I can go ahead and make that for you. Just let me know in the comments. Thanks. Check me out on DLive as well. Just boredom. Hope you guys enjoy your streaming on DLive.